Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the bold and the beautiful edition. Today is Monday, August the 29th, 2022. All right, let's get right into it. On a scale of 1 to 10, y'all know how we do. I'm going to give this a 7. It's a 7. It was solid. Let's get right into it. We see Quinn and Zende, and Quinn and Zende are talking, and they are just praising each other on their creativity, how much they've grown, what they bring to the company, and they're just happy to get to work with each other and everything. And so, he was telling Quinn, your what you've brought to the company and everything that you've done is amazing. Your talent is out of this world. It's amazing. And so Carter comes in at this time and he tells Zende he's happy. He thinks she's amazing as well, and he can't believe he gets to be with this woman. And so they're all lovey-dovey and stuff, Quinn and Carter, and Zende is like, man, look at you two. And I said, well, Zende, you don't feel any type of resentment towards Carter. Like, has anybody told Carter, Quarter, has anyone told Carter, like, okay, I know you're happy with Quinn, but what you did with the Paris was wrong. But I mean, I guess we've moved on from that and everything. And so, you know, especially given, well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, Paris had to be the one to choose Zende too, and she was not choosing Zende. So maybe Zende is happy, and can still be friends with Carter, really, because he has a shot with Paris again. But anyways, so they don't bring any of that up. Zende is just like, oh, the love you two have for each other. I'm just so happy for you. And then he ends up leaving Carter and Quinn alone. And she just says, I just can't believe I get to be with you. I can't believe you chose me. And I said, okay, okay. And so then, he's just like, I get to be with you. And it's just all lovey and it's sweet, and they're just so happy to be with each other. And out of everything they've been through, they don't have to hide anymore. They can just be. And so then we see that she tells him he's just so he's perfection. And y'all, it's just they just love each other, and that's pretty much what that was. So let's move on. This couple fizzled for me fast. It's like, okay, so they got to be with each other. Like, this storyline happened in the heart of the summer. Like, we're moving out of the summer, and they're still talking about this storyline about being together. And like her last, I guess, storylines, I would like for them to have some meat and potatoes to them. You know what I mean? It's like, at first it was like, okay, this could be a story, when Eric was cheating and everything, and now that it just kind of fizzled for me. So then we see Deacon, Sheila, and Hope. And Hope is still saying, you look so familiar to me. And Deacon is like, Hope, okay, I wasn't really expecting you. And she said, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I just popped up. And he was like, yeah. He was like, if you could just call next time. And she said, yes, y'all wanted to have a romantic time and you weren't expecting me, or y'all just wanted to hang out and you weren't expecting me to show up and everything. So she was like, so, it was nice to meet you, Lena. I hope to see more of you and everything. So Deacon just tells her, we'll talk later. So then Deacon and Sheila talk. Baby, Sheila had me rolling when she said, this whole panic thing you're doing, it's not working for me. I said, man, that man is scared. That man is scared. He's afraid his daughter's gonna find out. He's made so much leeway with her. He's worked on his relationship with her. He does not want Hope finding out who you are and what you've done. And so he's telling Sheila again, you got to go. And she was like, that is not the deal, and I'm not going anywhere. And she was like, besides, this is good news. Hope didn't recognize me. And she said, plus, you didn't recognize me the other night. He said, girl, I had so many drinks. I wouldn't have known who you were if I knew who you were. And she said, well, I mean, it is what it is. Like, we're together now. And she said, next time, lock the door. And I said, ma'am, next time you make sure the door is locked, because Sheila's not going anywhere or whatever. She's not going anywhere. So it's like, Deacon, you should have called the police. You should have called the police. So then we see Ridge, Hope, and Brooke. And he says, and so excuse me, Ridge, Hope, and Brooke, Ridge, Liam, and Brooke, and we see them talking or whatever, and they're like, "Oh man, we you would think Hope would have been back by now." And Ridge says, maybe they missed each other, or maybe she didn't see him. That's probably for the best. So Liam is like, should I wait down? Should I go home and wait on Hope or whatever? Because Ridge makes it, he lets his, he makes sure to let them know how he feels about Deacon. It's so frustrating to see this storyline. Y'all, it is so frustrating to see this storyline because he he lets them know how he feels, and it's like no one challenges Ridge. Even though Liam is not comfortable with what he's saying, he still doesn't challenge Ridge on anything. So then Hope comes in and everything, and she tells them, she saw her dad and they met up or whatever, but she says he's with, a woman. And I said, I feel like you shouldn't say this in front of Ridge. I feel like this is something you tell your husband. And Brooke has already said she doesn't want him at her place. So just tell Liam. You could have just told Liam this and like, yeah, I got to meet up with him, and I'll see you guys later. You know what I mean? But I think she wants to justify like he's doing better, like he has a lady friend, so he's not going to be worried about mom. You know what I mean? I think that's what she wants to justify. And so she's talking about how she was there. The woman seems nice. Her name was Lena. And Rich and Brooke is like, whoa, wow. I mean, that's shocking. I wonder why he didn't say anything. And she said, well, I think it's new. She said, I don't know if it's a love interest or if they're just friends, but I think it's new. And he just, it was awkward me being his daughter being there. And he just didn't want to say anything. And Liam could understand that, but Ridge is all questioning everything, which I mean he should, but still. Anyways, he's all questioning everything, and he says, I mean, what woman in her right mind, this is Ridge, what woman in her right mind would want to be with Deacon? And it's like, sir, that is Hope's dad. Like at the end of the day, that's Hope's dad. Oh, Thomas. That's what it was. Liam said, oh, I spoke to Thomas. I thought maybe he was wanting to come home, but he wanted to tell me a joke. And he was like, why would he want to come home? He's with his dad. And it's just like, ugh. And then when Hope comes in, she says, they were saying, we were worried about you. And they said, oh, she's like, is it Thomas? He says, no, it's not. And this is Ridge. No, it's not Thomas. He's with his dad. There's nothing worried about. And it's just like, go be with Taylor, sir. At the end of the day, it really is to the point where you're just like, go be with Taylor. Go be with the woman you clearly want to be with. Go be with her. And leave these people alone. And y'all know how I feel about Brooke. Y'all know how I feel about Brooke, but at this point, he puts so much stress on Brooke about, he knows how she feels about this. He knows how he doesn't think about how this affects Hope and like how she feels about this at all. All he's thinking about is like, yeah, my son, my grandson needs to be with his dad, and that's it. And I'm like, you could be a little more courteous to Hope, because I know everyone is just like, that's Thomas's son, so he should be with his dad. And honestly, at this point, Hope, please just get a little boy to his daddy. Just let him go stay with his dad. But she's been raising him and she loves him. And so I understand her being like anxious and just wanting to be like, is he okay? Is everything good? And I don't know. Rich is just tap dancing on my last nerves, y'all. That's what the real is. He's just tap dancing on my last nerves. And that was the bold and the beautiful today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for a new episode. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.